Okay, we're live. This is Bradford Zink, and this is the first broadcast. This is going to be called the Creators Platform. I've really wanted to bring on artists for a long time, going back to like Instagram, and now we've got NFTs like on OpenSea. So definitely love to talk to the great creative minds out there on Twitter and all over the place. So my first guest is going to be TF Warden. He's got some great collections on OpenSea. TF, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. How about you?
Awesome. Glad to have you here. Okay,
Yeah,
so
for
I'm going to
sure.
get right into your collection. And this is the, let's see. Okay, here we go. It's AI Impressionism.
Here we are. This,
And we're going
yeah.
to,
So this is a kind of the official synopsis on it. It's a 100-piece generative artwork collection on the theme of history and world geography. The less formal way to say it is it's really kind of like opening up like an old '90s high school history textbook, or those old classic History Channel documentaries. It's kind of grabbing that old imagery that I don't know, history textbook for some people might not be a huge selling point, but I know for me, that brings back that that good nostalgia, those just being kind of a bookworm and a history nerd. And so yeah,
I was
everything's
really,
kind of just highlighting a little bit different, try to capture different time periods, different continents, and just kind of get it all in 100 pieces.
I was really attracted to a number of things. Number one, just the color palette. They're really beautiful, really vibrant. If we look at some of these, and sort of just the way you've got like the balance of colors. Now, this is a generative collection. Can you talk about like the process and how you put these together?
Yeah, so this is actually made in the app Starry AI, using a number of different preset prompts, then with my own stuff in there. And then after that, I'm going into Adobe Lightroom and then kind of grabbing those colors, because that was my one thing I really loved about this template I had, was that's a good illustration right there. Just
Mhm.
those, the swirls, the purple, the yellow, all of that vibrance. I really wanted to try to grab that and pull those colors out in a consistent manner. So, um, but yeah, the generative side, I'm using a prompt for an impressionist style. Um, then going in on all of them, I tried to keep it like pretty simple as far as the actual AI prompts went. Um, but yeah, I definitely tried to explore just as many of those keywords from history as far as I could, as far as using. I tried to use a lot, and this was really hit and miss, but I tried to really get specific cultures and geographies in with those prompts. So right there, conquistadors, using stuff like 15th, 16th century Spanish conquistadors. I think in there I had something about Spanish troops walking in the 16th century jungle. Um, and it's I would say probably like 1 out of 4 runs I'd get something good that I really liked out of it. It was kind of hit and miss. I actually got a little arrogant at first. I got about like 10 or 20 of these done before I really had it lined out, where I thought I could take this collection. And I kind of decided on that round number 100. And I was going pretty good. It felt like I had it kind of the process streamlined, and I was really just hitting it. And I got to like 50, and it was like, man, this is getting kind of tricky to keep pouring these out, because just being generative work, it's going to be hit and miss, experimenting with the different prompts, and you've got a vision in your head, and then to get AI to cooperate with that is a fun learning curve for sure.
Well, they definitely seem really cohesive, even though each one's like its own vignette, its own period. It's just, it really comes together really nicely as a collection.
I
Um,
appreciate that.
Yeah, and personally, it's funny. This might be one of the reasons I'm attracted to it. I was a geography major and a history major in college, and this is really kind of a unique thing. I mean, the way you've put this together, as far as like the generative aspect, the AI, the history, and just it's really like a cultural touchstone. Like it really hits a certain chord with people. I think. I think a lot of people really like these if they get exposed to it. Is there any particular ones you mentioned, like number 100 you liked, or any other ones that you'd like me to show?
Yes, absolutely. I was gonna laugh though that one you had, number 8, Wishing Well, is the
Hmm.
only one in this piece that does not have any sort of I don't know. I don't know where that came from. But I liked it and it kind of fit the theme. And I was like, well, we're going to sneak one little just random one in there. So that is for the mind to explore where you want to tie that into history. That's
Cool.
an open book there. But yes, she had number 100. If we want to talk about some individuals, Garden of Eden is one. Really getting into that AI prompt stuff is it's got some really fascinating aspects that actually kind of touches on why I have so much fun doing the AI art. Um, yeah, when we get down here, I went for a classic. Obviously you got to have a in the beginning type story if you want to encapsulate all of history. But yeah, I'll show you one. Point out something when we get down to the bottom here on it. That's just kind of whenever it's something the AI actually chose to go with. Or hopefully we can find it here.
Well, if you want to start out, I'll
Yeah,
probably
so basically
eventually
what we
find it.
got whenever we get to it here, it's interesting because so I went with a Garden of Eden prompt. I can't remember the exact wording I used in there. But the one thing I did not tell the AI to do was anything specific about like the serpent or anything like that. I was just using some basic Garden of Eden terminology, I
Hmm.
guess. And what's so fascinating is when we get the image and look, so it's got Eve depicted in the scene. Kind of looks like you can tell it's a Garden of Eden depiction. You've got the naked Eve, and then there's a dude in that's just the classic like white businessman
Yeah.
CEO right here. So yeah, the dude that gets generated right next to her, he's got the tie, the business suit on. He's got the little faux hawk looking, and it's just like, to me, it was like that is so deep. But yeah, that's all AI. I didn't tell it to put that dude in there, but it's almost like you've got the serpent type figure who's this modern
Wow.
insert who you want politician CEO type dude.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, and to me, I think that really highlights, what's so cool about AI is that you're not just creating the story, you're getting to participate in the creative process. So there's the part of you, there's your input for what you want, and then AI is going to give you its own little story in there too. And the fun part is kind of seeing interpreting what AI has given you to then go further with.
Awesome. Now you recently created a photography collection, and would you like me to show that one as well?
Yeah, that'd be awesome if we want to share that. Yeah, that's it's called TF Photography, and that one is a 36 piece collection. We've got everything in there is a 3:4 aspect ratio. Full disclosure, all iPhone photography. So I know some purists might thoughts on that, but I'm owning it. It's what I got, and I've enjoyed. Photography has been extremely healing. I know, probably not the first time anybody's ever said that, but it has been an extremely healing adventure for me in this past year. And just really kind of going through this whole creative process of finding my own niche within photography. That's been really enjoyable because that was kind of the first thing, especially doing iPhone photography. Realized quickly, like, I just simply I've got a tool that's made for a certain type of job. I'm not going to be able to get some of the huge, large landscapes that, I might want to. So in the beginning, just kind of learning how to use what I had for the best type of angles and perspectives. And really what I ended up coming up with my own personal style is I don't know what to call it. I guess it'd be kind of a perspective based style, but I really kind of like to get down different weird angles, almost as if, you're there in nature, peeking out from behind a rock or something like that. So I really try to get some like weird, unique perspectives in my photography.
They look really amazing. Was there a certain um, landscape you were looking for? Like, was there meaning in the area that you chose, or
Yeah, so this actually, that's a good question. I appreciate it. This is all from my hometown in Southwest Missouri. Pretty much everywhere I'm going is, within 10-mile radius of my house, and pretty much I'd say every picture in here has been taken specifically while I'm out on a family walk with my wife and 4-year-old son. We've really, getting back into the healing aspect. I've had dealt with a lot of different medical stuff that's kind of got worse over the years, and I've found like getting out in nature and walking and not only the physical activity, but the peace and the meditation that you can find within nature has really been life changing for me. So I've been trying to get my family out and make it a routine for us to do that a lot. And just along the way on the journey, I try to capture as much as I can on all these spots. So most of the time, most of those photographs are taken from outings that were meant to be one of those little family healing ventures. And
awesome. Now,
um
if okay, did you want to say anything
oh, I
extra
was
on
just
the?
gonna add, I remembered. So I do I have some of them have a little bit of a deeper, some of them are kind of fun, some of them have a little bit of a deeper message behind them, but the way I structured them is I've got obviously a short name for each one, and then tied into the name on each individual item, I've got usually like a 2-3 sentence long quote that will sometimes, if I can tie it into it, I do try to like talk about mental health where I can, like just some inspirational quotes. I've got I think I've got a couple ones like still holding on and don't give up that I've taken kind of from I think you found the one that's got a just a silly
Okay,
little one on there. But yeah, I've got every one, I've got some sort of little quote story that goes along with the image. And so, like I said, when I can, I try to make it something that, being this journey of healing and everything, that I have some positive messages. But I don't want to necessarily pigeonhole everything into that. So there's just some quirky one-liners in there too.
awesome. Now, you're on OpenSea. Is there a way for people to contact you? You have a Twitter link too on your OpenSea?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, the Twitter links there on OpenSea. It's just TF Warden NFT. You
Mm-hmm.
can find me there and on Instagram. I think the Instagram is actually tfwarden.eth. I haven't updated as much on Instagram, but I do plan on using that a lot more in the future. But definitely now Twitter would be the best way to get in touch with me if you have any questions
Mm-hmm.
or just want to reach out. I'm definitely active on there.
Awesome. Well, thanks a lot for joining us here on the Creators Platform, TF Warden. Um, good luck with your projects and your collections. They look amazing, both photography and the generative art. And good luck in the future.
Yeah, thanks so much, man. It was an absolute blast being here, and I'm looking forward to seeing what other awesome artists you've got on in the future.
Awesome. Thanks a lot. I'll keep in touch.
Hey, you bet. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.